Hi Sea Dragons, welcome to Art. I'm Mr. Horner. In today's art project, we're going to use textures in our art. Some of you have done textures in the art classroom before, and textures are things that you can feel with your hands. Things that are smooth, things that are bumpy, things that are spiky. Like a key is hard, but it's spiky. A shoe has texture on the bottom that you can feel, and that helps you so that you don't slip. I'm going to show you how we're going to use textures like this in our drawings to make them more interesting, to kind of add patterns to the shapes we put in our drawings. It'll be a lot of fun to explore and see what textures you can find for your drawings around your house. Here's my texture drawing with lots of different patterns in here that were all from things that had a rough texture on them. I used the paper to draw over them. I'll show you how I made this. For our texture drawing, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper, a pencil, and either crayons or color pencils. Markers are not going to work very well for this. You can try it, but color pencils or crayons are really going to work better. If you don't have something to color with, you can do this with regular pencil as well to try out those textures. I'd like you to have 2 papers so that one you can practice your textures on, and another will be for making a drawing where you'll fill the whole paper and you'll have textures in there. In fall time right now, this is a great time to find some leaves that have fallen on the ground and use them for our texture drawings. Let's see how that looks if we try that out. I'm putting the leaf underneath the paper and finding a spot where it's pretty open. It's not going to cross over something else. And then I take my crayon and I color over it. And I'm making sure to color in very solid so that you can see the lines. If I go over it just a little bit like this, you can't see it very good. But if you make sure to color in solid, you can see the leaf through the paper. Just like that. It comes through like magic. Make sure that the leaves that you choose to use are nice and flat like these. If they're crumpled like this, they're not going to go under the paper very well. So make sure you find flat ones. Another good place to find texture patterns is the front of a book. If it feels bumpy, if the pictures on the front feel bumpy, then you should be able to get a texture rubbing from it. So you put your paper over it where you want to get the picture. Make sure you don't draw on the cover. You could even put another paper to protect the book if you want, like this. And let's see how this comes through. Making sure to fill in nice and solid. We don't leave spaces in our coloring, and that will make sure that the picture shows through really well. Now I'm going to draw my picture. I'm going to start in pencil because that's what we usually do, so we can erase it if we want to change it. And I'm going to make a landscape. We practiced landscapes last week. Those are just outside places. I think that a landscape drawing will work really well with the textures because there's so many different things outside, and we can show those really nicely with textures and colors. You could do any kind of picture that you want to, or you could do a landscape like I'm going to do. For my drawing, I showed 3 mountains here. This is something I saw from an airplane one time. My 3 mountains, these are going to be foresty hills here, and then there's some clouds and some open sky. So I'm going to fill in those with textures now, staying inside of the shapes that I've drawn, and you'll see how that works. You can do any picture for this that you want. You could do a landscape that you've seen. You maybe want to do something that's not a landscape. It's up to you. I just want you to make some shapes in pencil, and then you're going to fill in all of those shapes with different textures. Let's try it out. Scribbling our textures can be a bit messy, so it's a good idea to put something under your paper in case you go off the edges. That way you won't draw on your table or wherever you're drawing. So you could use newspaper or a smooth cardboard. Newspaper is probably the best thing, but I don't have any. So I have this foam core here. Just put something under there, maybe a bigger paper if you have it, just to protect that surface. A lot of times when we're doing a drawing project, we want to finish by doing outlines. That means you're going with a dark crayon or marker or pencil over your pencil lines around those color shapes that you just did. And that will make those shapes very clear and give them sharp edges that will make the picture look more finished and beautiful. Remember to write your name, the date, and a title on the back of your picture. When you're all done with your drawing, upload it and tell me what was your favorite texture you found and where did you use it in your drawing. Have fun. See you later.